Okay, this is going to be the YOLO video for the Architect's Orb. I have made, so far, the best possible snake pit, physically possible. So we started off with a max explicit, 30 spell damage, 15 cast speed. I used some divs to get the implicit and the omen to get the implicit to 10% cast speed. Then I managed to get it to 30 quality. And that's where the first bit of RNG comes in. So, to get it to 30 quality, it's going to be about 6-7 infusers. These, but the ring version. Why is that there? I should be selling that. Anyway. The first one, you apply for free, 0% chance of corruption. And then each one after that seems to scale by about 5% per. So that means I'm going to put multipliers on the top and divisors on the bottom. That means the first infuser had a... Sorry, the second infuser had a 1 in 20. Had a 1 in 20 of corrupting it. Then the second infuser out of 6 had a 2 in 20. The third was a 3 in 20. The fourth was a 4 in 20. The fifth was a 5 in 20. And then the sixth was a 6 in 20, roughly. Then all these on the top. I'm using exalted orbs to track the chances of stuff happening. I have plenty of exalts, don't worry. Okay. So at that point, I managed to get it to 30 quality uncorrupted. Then I hit the Val Orb on it. And this is where it starts to get crazy. So of course, Val Orb, there is a 1 in 4. Let me think which side this needs to be on. So that's a 1 in 20 of bricking. I'll put it there. So it's a 1 in 4 that it hits stats, which is theoretically the best one. 50% chance it does nothing, because it's a ring. 25% it adds an enchant, and 25% it does stats. Now the enchant you can get anyway from an Architect's Orb, that's coming up later. So it rolled stats. 1 in 4. Theoretically the best outcome, because we can get enchants anyway with the Architect's Orb. Now, out of the stats, it brought the increased spell damage, this is the base number we're seeing with the Alt button held down, from 30 to 37. Right? And if you do the maths, that means it had to hit the max possible roll on the Val Orb, which I believe is 1.22, which is a 1 in 35 chance. So we'll have 35 exalts up here, and down here even. I'm running out of space. Okay. 1 in 35, and it also hit the max possible roll on the cast speed, which had to be, I think it was 1.17 or more. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's a 6 in 35. Six up there, and 35 down there. Okay. Now, the cost of a max roll snake pit is about 20. I don't know, divs go in stacks of 10. Anyway, it's about 20 div. And then I don't have any more divs to demonstrate this, but the cost of all the materials to get the 30 quality, it was about another 10, 15 div. So we'll call that 30 div. And then the odds of making it to this point are represented by these exalted orbs. So we had a 19 in 20 chance, followed by an 18 in 20 chance, etc. of not corrupting it. So I'm going to get my calculator app out now. So it is 0.95 times 0.8 times 0.75 times 0.7. So 958,757 times 0.6. No, sorry, 65 times 0.6. So 958,757,656. Okay, that's about a 15%, 16% chance. Probably a little bit lower because I guesstimated this part. About 16% chance of getting it to 30 quality uncorrupted. Then, so I'm going to actually invert that number. 1 over x. So that's a 1 in 6 chance, roughly, of getting it to 30 quality. Then we hit the 1 in 4, so I'm going to multiply by 4 now. On the stat reroll. Then we hit the 6 in 35. So that would be times 35 divided by 6. Okay. And then we hit the 1 in 35 as well. So times 35. That means the odds of getting to this point are approximately 1 in 5,200. And given that the price of getting to the snake pit and all the materials is about 30 div, that would be a cost of 157,000 div. Now obviously what we're looking at here is 48% increased spell damage instead of 30, should we say, if you didn't bother qualitying it. So 157,000 div to get 18% spell damage and 3% cast speed. Except it didn't cost me that much div, it cost me about 30 div in a Val Orb. Now, the next part is we can put enchants on it. We divide that by 30 to get back to the odds. Architect Orb has a 50% chance of deleting the item. The item, which in theory costs 157,000 divines. But to be honest, the ring is not worth that much. It would be a lot to pay for, you know, 10% cast speed, whatever. Hang on, that's 23 minus 15. So it's 8% cast speed. 157,000 divines gets you 8% cast speed. Okay, so keeping that in the background, so the Architect's Orb, there is a 1 in 2 chance of deleting it, which would of course double the cost of getting to this point. Anyway, with all that preamble said and done, yes, this is theoretically an extremely special snake pit already. But we can make it even more valuable. And if I do delete it, I can buy another snake pit and get most of these stats back. So the YOLO is not that YOLO. Oh my god. Okay. Also, if we do hit the enchant, there's some other stats to go through to see how good of an enchant roll it was. Oh my god. Okay. There goes 157,000 divines. Theoretically. I don't think anyone would ever pay that much. Right, I need to wipe away my tears and buy a new snake pit now. Goodbye.